Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be going over how to put sand in your aquarium. The first step is going to be to remove your turtle or fish or whatever you have in your aquarium. And then you're going to want to remove also any other ornaments or like a basking platform, remove that from the tank as well. Then you're going to open up the bag of sand with some scissors and you're going to pour it into a bucket. Then if you have the luxury of, having an outdoor hose, you probably want to use that. I live in the city, so I was just using it in my bathtub. But you want to fill that up with water. You'll probably notice that some sand will float to the top. That's because there's just air bubbles in them, and you can try, pressing them down, and that should help. Once the bucket is close to being full, you want to start mixing up the sand a lot. This is going to help remove some of the dust on the sand, and then it's also going to help some of the sand that has air bubbles rise to the top. And when that sand does rise to the top, you can do the same thing. You can kind of just press down on it, and that should help most of the sand fall back down to the bottom. Then you're basically going to pour water into the bucket, and that's going to overflow some of that dusty water. And then you also want to keep just mixing it around, and you're going to keep repeating this process until the water becomes a crystal clear. And then at the end, you still might want to push down some of those air pockets that are in the sand. And then lastly, you're just going to drain out the bucket. So I put my hand over the sand, and you kind of just let all the water fall out. And then from there, you bring it back to your tank, and you can use either some Tupperware or, I use, for example, just a plastic cup. And you want to fill that up and then slowly put that into your tank. Try not to just dump it out on the top. That can result in a lot of dust getting transferred into the water. So just slowly bring it to the bottom of the tank and then just kind of guide it out of the cup or Tupperware, whatever you're using. And you're just going to keep repeating this until you have a big pile of sand, and then you just smooth it out. So smooth it out across the bottom surface of your aquarium. And also you probably will have some more sand float to the top. Like I said, that's because of like the air pockets that are in the sand. And you can, take care of most of this just by pressing down on it. And if there still are some pockets of sand that are floating to the top, I recommend just using a net to pick up some of those stragglers. And then lastly, I would recommend doing a water change. Water changes are always good for whether you have, fish or turtles in your aquarium. This is just a good excuse to, change some of that water, put in some fresh water for your pets. And the last step is just to put them back in. So if you had fish or turtles, put them back into the tank, and that's it. It might be an adjustment period of them kind of like getting used to the new substrate, but after a day or so, everything should be fine and the water should clear up. Thanks for watching.